Back again, had some technical difficulties. We've got the Sorrells brick made in the USA by Sorrells Tools. We're going to do a little bit of grinding on some knives. Got this one here and this one here. I've already done a little bit of grinding on both of them, testing it out. These are made from a piece of slate bar. Put them in the forge, hammered them out flat. Still see a little bit of forge scale. It's kind of a little bit of a divot. I'm gonna hopefully I can grind that out. If not, it is what it is. This other one turned out pretty good. It's got a little bit of forge scale, but I think the handle is going to come up to about right here. So on this one, the handle will be covering most of that up, and hopefully I can take it off with the grinder. Let's do some grinding. So this Sorrells brick, you just lay your knife against the little ledge that it has there, and then you just run it back and forth across your sander. This is a 1x30 Central Machinery Harbor Freight Special. It's nothing glorious about it. It works, and that's why I have it. I'm a hobbyist blacksmith knife maker. I really enjoy it, and I would love to quit my job and start making knives, but in reality, that's not going to happen. Here we go. Now, on Sorrells' how-to video, he tells you to kind of leave the knife hanging over a little bit. That way, if you've got a shallower blade, you don't come in and clip the top of it, which I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Sorry for the noise, it's going to get loud. As you can see, it does a pretty good bevel. We'll go ahead and start on the other side. I've still got a lot of forge scale on there, like pitting. I'm hoping to take out when I do my edge bevel. We'll see what happens. Sure, get the right side. Sorry for the noise, but we're making knives. That's just 2 quick passes. I don't know if you can see. It took up a pretty good bit of material. Making a knife. Got a couple of them that I've made. Started out as a piece of slate bar coming off of coal mines. That'll work out. We ended up having to cut it out of a piece of equipment called a continuous miner. and I put it in my forge over here, flattened it out, cut the shapes out I wanted, and that's what I'm trying to do. Make some knives. I got this one sold, and I think this is going to be another one for someone else. Sorry for the noise of the grinder, but I thought I'd go live and try to get some new subscribers and, just check out the scene. Oh no. Nicked it a little bit there. It's taking off a pretty good bit of material. That's the Sorrells block. Walter Sorrells. He's a professional knife maker, and he also makes tools to help the knife maker. I think it's a pretty good product. A lot of people ask to put magnets in it, but when you're grinding with knives, you get a lot of that grinder grit, metal shavings. I think they would plug up, and then once you've got it laying, it would just keep pushing the thing up, and it wouldn't give you true level. But this is my Central Machinery Harbor Freight Special 1x30 belt sander, and it does good for what I'm doing. I'm going to try to get something bigger later on. Just starting out on making knives, so it's pretty cool for what I'm doing. We're getting there. Here's one of the other knives that I've made in the past. It's got a carbon fiber handle, carbon fiber pins, glued together with Gorilla Glue, but I've upgraded to West Industries G-Flex, and it's a pretty good little knife. I'm waiting on some Kydex, and I'm going to make a sheath for it. I think I'm going to give it to my son for his birthday. So that'll be pretty cool. And then there's another one that I made that I'm working on putting an edge on. That's deer antler, and that is a piece of a buzz bar out of a coal mine power center. And this is also a piece that come from the slate bar. So turning trash into treasures. To sharpen a blade, I just take a Sharpie and run down the edge of it, and then I try to find my angle, and then later on I'll use my work sharp sharpening tool, and then put an edge on it, and hopefully we can shave with it. Made a couple other knives, but they're no longer here. They've been sold or given away. All right, let's get back at it. Let me know in the comments where y'all are from. I'm going to dip this in some water to cool it down. Actually, I dipped it in the snow because the snow was closer. Getting there. A little more on the other side. Sorry for the noise of the grinder. It's part of it. The only thing I don't like about this is it holds the heat a little bit. Hey, Lulu, Mom. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. Stepped away. Alright, let's get back at it. I'm going to try freehand for a little bit. That way I can try to get some of these imperfections out of it. The forge scale there and the angle that I want on my grind. I'm wanting to have the angle go down to about that area right around in there. Deep dive, I guess. I usually keep me a bucket of water close to dip it in, but my water froze overnight. So we'll grab some snipe. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. It's cold here in Cabin Creek, West Virginia. Got a little bit of snow yesterday. That's what it's looking like now. I want the deep bevel mainly to get rid of those imperfections in the blade. These ones on this side will be covered by the handle material, but the rest of them I want to kind of get out. So I'm gonna freehand, and then I'll go back to the brick to kind of make everything a lot better. I just want to remove as much material as I can right now. That's where we're at now. Getting a little bit of an edge on it. Still got a long way to go. My center line is right about there, all the way down. Started out life as a piece of a slate bar. I got caught in a piece of equipment underground coal mines, West Virginia. We had to cut it out, and we were kind of blind cutting, so that's why the cuts aren't, focus. That's why the cuts aren't the greatest. They were just kind of sticking the torch back in there and wiggling it. And then they'd reach in there and grab a piece and bring it out. They were going to throw it away, so I figured I could recycle it and make it into something cool. But that's one of the other knives that I made. This was a blank from Water Jet Knives off of YouTube. that's carbon fiber handle, and it's got three carbon fiber pins in it. I don't know if you can see that one there. There's one right there, and I think there's one right around in that area. I put the little finger grip things in the back. But this is the process that I do. And that's the way we do it. Here's another one that I made. This was from another piece of the slate bar. This is what is called a buzz bar. It's a copper piece, and then that's a regular deer antler. That's where we're at. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. If y'all see something you like, as Cameron Haynes says, if you don't like what you see, we'll give you your money back. Sorry about the noise again. Thank y'all for joining. It's going to get loud. Headphone warning. Usually this process takes me probably around an hour, maybe two of grinding, non-stop, which I'm stopping more than I normally would. Don't want to be rude to everyone who showed up. If you would, hit that subscribe button. Really helps grow the channel. And as Cameron Buckner says, if you don't like what you see, we're the only channel on YouTube that'll give you all your money back. Getting there. So what we do here is we make knives, try to anyways. Usually it's from recycled materials. This comes from coal mines in West Virginia. It was, in its previous life, it was a slate bar. Put it in my forge, hammered it out. Got a couple knives out of the piece that was about this same size. And then I also, out of a smaller piece, got this one. It's got a deer antler handle. It's got a buzz bar, which is a piece of copper out of a power center. And then it's a Tonto blade. I'm still putting an edge on it. It's not sharp yet. I mean, it's got a little bit of an edge, but not what I want. It's not razor sharp. It won't shave you. And then that's one of the other ones that I've made. All right, let's get back at it. Headphone warning. It's gonna get loud. hit that subscribe button. It's free. That's kind of the look I'm going for. There you go. Want to leave just a little bit down here on the end. Then I'll go back to the brick, place it on here, and then I'll get my actual true bevel in it. Wanted to freehand the majority of it because that's not taking as much material off as I want to. And it kind of gives me a rough idea of where I'm at, versus with the brick, it just takes off the top layers and top layers and top layers. And it's a good product. It's an excellent product. The Walter Sorrell's brick from Sorrell's Tools, really good product. But I think freehanding I can do a little bit better at the moment for what I'm wanting to do. Touch it, it's hot. I'm gonna grab a little more snow for the pulling the blade off. Government makes the best snow nowadays. What we had back when I was growing up, it ain't as good as what this is. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'll use snow, but I won't use ice. So everybody hates ice. I like iced tea. That's where we're getting at. Y'all hit that subscribe button if this is something you think you would be interested in. I put out videos at least every weekend. We'll try to go out and if this weather ever breaks, go out and do some shooting. Take a couple rifles and shotguns and pistols and whatnot and go shoot some targets. But too snowy right now. Welcome everybody that just joined. We're trying to make a knife. That's what we're doing. Grinding away. Thank y'all for sticking around. It's gonna get loud again. All right, it's gonna get loud again. Fresh made government snow. It's better than what I had when we was kids. Smash that like button. I'll use this good snow, but I ain't using no ice. No ice around here, buddy. Alright, it's going to get loud again. Ooh, don't touch it, that's hot. Have mercy, do not touch that. Who in the world? That's where we're at. Like I said before, this come from a slate bar. Made it into a knife after sticking it in my forge, heating it up. With a piece like that, I got 2 different knives made out of it. Just put it in there, heated it up, flattened it down. That's one of the last knives I made, Tonto boot knife. It's also made out of a slate bar. That part is a buzz bar out of Power Center and white-tailed deer antler harvest in Kanawha County, West Virginia. And I've also got, this was a water jet knife, blank, carbon fiber handles. I use Gorilla Glue, but I've upgraded to G-Flex now. It's got 3 carbon fiber pins in it. I hand ground the little finger thumb things in there. It seems to do pretty good. I like it. I'm gonna get some Kydex and make a holster for it and give it to my son for his birthday. But yeah, we're grinding on knives. If you see what you like, something you like, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Alright, it's going to get loud again. Using snow to cool off my blade. That way the metal doesn't temper before I want to temper it. It's already done a little bit. I don't know if you can see the collar change in the tip, how it'll turn like a wheat collar, then a blue collar. You kind of want to control that, but that area right there, it'll be ground down with the belt sander, so I'm not really concerned about that. I can fix that later, hopefully. We use snow at the moment because my water bucket that I normally keep out here is froze, and everybody hates ice, so we're not using ice, we're using snow. Snow's the best. Alright, it's going to get loud. Let me know in the comments where y'all are from. I'm here in Cabin Creek, West Virginia. Bought a forge and started making knives a while back, and this is what I do on the weekends. I'm a coal miner at my grown-up job during the week, and come out here to my forge and turn my forge on and fire it up, make knives. And sometimes I make other cool little doodads, like this bottle opener, make things like that. I've made a couple steak turners. I've made a couple hair type things, which those have all been either sold or given away or exited the property. But if y'all don't mind, hit that subscribe button. Like, share, do all that stuff you do down in the doobly-doos, and ask me questions, get engaged. I know it's going to get loud here in a second, so here we go. Headphone warning. Focus. Getting there. Getting a little squirrely in places. I don't really care for that. I normally freehand, but this was a gift, so I wanted to use it at least in a video or a live or something. And plus, when I got on the internets there, I couldn't find any descriptions of like the edges that this would put on a knife. So I didn't know if I wanted to go 7 degrees, 3 degrees, 4 degrees, or 5 degrees. So I figured this might help someone somewhere. So we've made a few passes. Putting a little bevel in it. Still got a little ways to go. There's my center line. I don't know if you can see it. It's about right. Focus. Wow, I need a manicure. Focus. The way I find my center line is this cool little doodad here. You just take it in your knife. It's hard to do. Take it in your knife and you just kind of let it ride. And then that carbide tip right there, it scribes into it. That way your blade's centered. If you've been here from the beginning, you'll know what we started with and where we're at. If y'all don't mind, hit that like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Helps out the channel a lot more than you know. Helps me reach a wider audience. It also gets me closer to doing cool things. Namely, like going live. That was something that reaching 100 subscribers or whatever the limit was for going live. That was a big accomplishment, and I greatly appreciate all my subscribers. I'm wanting to, in a month or so, do a live where we give a knife away, which it'll be a completed knife. That way you don't have to wait for it. And then I'll give my email address, and the winner can contact me, and we'll have a way of going about that. And we'll give away a different knife. That won't be today. That'll be in the future. Once I reach a certain number of subscribers, and we'll be giving a knife away. Not this knife. This knife won't be the one. This one's already sold. But that's some of my plans for the future. I'd like to try to give a knife away maybe every couple months or so. I don't know what YouTube's guidelines on that is, but they can get over it. All right, let's go back to grinding. Sounds like my belt's getting ready to pop. That happens from time to time. Get a little crazy with the cheese whiz, and next thing you know, your belt shreds. And hopefully, if everything goes right, the knife don't go into your finger like it did on this when this belt exploded on me. But I'm all healed up. Got all my digits. Some people say, why don't you wear gloves? The main reason why I don't wear gloves while I'm doing this is, one, the gloves will have a chance to get caught in the doobly-doo down here, and I don't want to put my finger through there, and it really eats up my gloves. This is a new pair of gloves, and it has absolutely chewed them up. So to me, I can feel the material. Keeps it from getting hot. Sounds like we're running out of propane in the forge over there. But I don't want the material to get hot, because it ends up... Focus! It ends up tempering when I don't want to temper it. Which I can work through that, and it won't be that bad. But I want to do my temper when I do my temper, not when the belt sander does my temper. And the temper is just a heating process. It's not me raging out. I mean, that does happen, I ain't gonna lie, but the tempering process, you put it in an oven at 400 degrees for 2 hours, then you take it out and let it cool to room temperature for 2 hours, and then you put it back in the oven for 2 hours at 400 degrees, and then you let it cool for 2 hours, and then if it's all like a weak collar, you done it right. If it's a blue collar, you might have went too much. Which there's a scientific way to do it, but I do it in my oven, my kitchen. I'm cool like that. Alright, let's get back to grinding. Grinding, baby. We're grinding. Always grinding. See, my table is a little bit small for what I'm working with. See where I wiggled? Focus. See where I wiggled right there? I wiggled the back end of this block, and it really eats it up. I mean, it just makes a big old nick, and a nick like that gets in there. Focus. A nick like that gets in there, and you're almost done with the blade. It stings. It really hurts. Because it takes me about 4 hours of forging, grinding, and beautifying to get a knife. And then if you're, say, down to that thickness, and then you wobble on it like I did right there, right there. Focus. Sorry, I don't mean to shake the camera. Camera skills are horrid. If you get a little nick like that in a thin blade, especially at the end right there, it's heartbreaking. I've only done that about 15 times. This was my original jig that I built myself. It's the same principle as this one. It's got adjustable feet. You unscrew these machine screws and loosen wing nuts, screw them down, and it raises your feet up on the back, so it finds your pitch the same way that this one does, but I can set it wherever I want it. The reason I'm not using this one is because the person that's purchasing this knife wants a certain type of knife, so that's why I'm using the Sorrells brick. Plus, this was a gift, and I just wanted to try it out. This is really the first knife that I've got to do anything with as far as the brick. So, without further ado, headphone warning, it's going to get loud again. We only use 100% government-made snow here. We don't mess around with none of that ice for going our blades. Go grab some more snow. Sorry, I apologize for being rude and leaving like that. I normally have a water bucket here for cooling my knife off, but it froze, and everybody hates ice, so I didn't want ice in here, so I threw it out. And so now I'm using snow. This was made by our government. It's quality snow. It's the best snow there is. Really, really good snow. the one thing I don't like about this that I've noticed is, and it's not a problem with the Sorrel's brick. It's a me problem. Is I'm kind of doing this number as I go down through there. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just shaky, or maybe I need to find. Be right back. Give me one second. Alright, I'm back. I didn't leave. Wasn't like Daddy going and getting milk and never coming back. Or cigarettes or whatever he went for. Never came back. Let's try a little bit of spray lube on there. Oh, that's good for the cancer. That'll really open up them cancer cells. Yeah. Cancer brought to you by American Snow, the finest made lab-grown snow that America has to offer. I don't know. Still get that little, I don't know. We'll try it. Might help. I don't know. Probably not. It's probably something that I'm doing, but I feel like I'm doing this number as I go down through there. Getting all shaky. Knew a guy named Shaky. Raging alcoholic. Yep, I just done it. Wobbled. I was doing better freehanded. Which I like the little bevel it puts in it. I'd like it to be a little bit longer, which I think as we get more into the meat and taters of the knife, it'll make it a little bit deeper. I was wanting to kind of go down into this area. But we'll see. I'm going to go back to freehand and try to remove some of this material. I'm wanting to get those pits out from the forging process, where I took and forged a piece of slate bar into two different blades. I've done this once before and created this knife. Trying to put an edge on it right now. That's why the Sharpie's on it. Alright, let's go back to freehand. Ooh, that's hot. Don't touch that. That is hot. So where's everybody from? Leave me a comment. Tell me where you're from. CD. Okay. Hello. How are you? I do live in a seedy neighborhood. Hello, how are you? How's everyone? Welcome to my live. Trying to make a knife. That's the goal. Stabby, stabby, cutty, cutty. So it's going to get loud again. Don't touch that. That is friggin' hot. Who'd have thought? Some of the finest snow made by our government. It's that good quality snow. Lab grown. Loud again. Where's everybody from? I am here in Cabin Creek, West Virginia. I've started a YouTube channel, and you're now on it, at it, watching it, whatever you call it. We make knives, we forge stuff, we beat on stuff with hammers. This is where we're at. Got to get that little bugger out right there. Alright, it's going to get loud again. Sorry it's so loud. That's just the way this thing works. But we're here trying to make a knife. And that's the goal. We're getting there, slowly but surely. Y'all hit that like button. It's right about somewhere up in there, maybe over here somewhere. Over here. Oh nope, that's dislike. Likes up here. Yep. Hit that like button. Come on, man. Don't cost you nothing. Hit that subscribe. Help a brother out. Come on. You know you want to. If you see something you don't like, we'll give you your money back. As Cameron Buckner on Dixie Cryptid says. Told you it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. Woo! It happened. And that's what you call oopsie. Well, y'all want to see me change a belt now? I knew it sounded weird. Last time it done that, it slipped my finger. Not the belt, the blade that I had in my hand. So we'll change this. Let's see. Let's go with yeah, whatever this one is. These are Gator blade belts, aluminum oxide. Thinking they're 80 grit maybe. This one here was a good belt. They always, well, most of the time they break in their seam. Throw that over there in the pile with the rest of them. It's simple to change the blades out on, or the belts out on this thing. Just pop that little cover out. I'm gonna reach around you there. Sorry to bother you. Throw it in there. A little bit over there. A little bit back here. Pull this doodad. Let's see. Pull that little doodad back. You get in there. Come on. Come on. There we go. That's what we were wanting. That's what I like about this little El Cheapo belt sander device. Bang, bang, boom. We have changed our belt. We can get back to grinding, baby. Grinding. Grinding all day. Alright, loud noises. That was pretty cool. Yep, that's the new one. Them new blades, they cut like new money. I'm telling you what. Oh yeah, that's what we're wanting. Get up in there. Let's switch back to the Walter Soil brick. A little bit of this. That's the only problem when you put a new blade on it. It flings the grit off. That's why I have these shiny safety glasses to protect my eye holes. I've only got 2 of them, so you know. don't touch that, that's hot. We use only the finest snow here. We don't use ice. So normally I have a water bucket that I set right here. It actually sets down here, and then this doodad's a little forward, and then all my sparks go down in the bucket. But I don't, my bucket froze and it's ice, and everybody hates ice, so I'm using snow. So tell me where y'all's from. Drop a comment, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Come on now. You know you want to. And this is the finest snow made in labs in America. Let me get some new. I'm coming, I didn't leave. Oh, oh, oh. There we go. All right, back with a fresh snow cone. Don't eat the snow. It's government made. It ain't the real stuff. It's bad for you. Used to be you could eat the snow. Nowadays, don't eat the snow. Definitely don't eat yellow snow. That's even worse for you. Somebody told me I need to make more jokes. That's what I'm trying to do. I haven't showed you the blade here in a while. Here's where we're at. Here's where we started. We're getting there. I mean, it's not going to win no beauty prizes right now. When we're done with it, it'll be nice. And you can say you helped. Y'all are a huge help. Y'all don't understand. If it wasn't for the YouTubes, I probably wouldn't do this. See, that's what we're looking for. Oh, yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there, guys and gals and everybody else. We're all inclusive here. We don't leave nobody out. Grinding, baby, grinding. That's what we do. Getting loud again. Y'all get loud in the comments. I think that's about where I want to be on my tip there. I think I'm not going to go to the end anymore. It's starting to get a little, I don't know, I can probably go a little bit more. Sometimes where your tip is narrow up there, it makes it look weird. But I think it'll be all right. It's coming together, coming together. Ooh, shiny. Shiny. All right, hit that like button. Come on. I know you got it in you. Y'all get in the comments. Start talking about something. Tell me how bad a job I'm doing. Tell me I'm doing a good job. Tell me you don't even care. Tell me something. Oh. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Me, I'm fine. Oh, yeah. Making knives now. Come on, guys, hit that like button. Helps me get recommended to other people. Hit that subscribe button. It don't cost nothing. You know you want to. All right, well, maybe that guy didn't want to, but everybody else does. Come on. There we go. Cleaned her up a little bit better. We're getting a bevel in there. We're getting a good bevel. And I need a manicure bad. Yeah, we're getting a bevel. Little edge there. It's coming together. Coming together. I'm liking it. What y'all think? Come on, get in them comments. Just no political stuff. We don't want none of that. Hit that subscribe button. Come on. Come on.